The Tao of Self-Confidence, Episode 24. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women finding their inner journey to self-confidence 5 days a week. Visit our blog at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women and their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have a special guest who resides right now. Literally, she got here probably about less than 2 weeks ago in Colorado, originally from LA. You know, we've seen each other at events, but, you know, I had to bring her in, right? Because, you know, there's something about her that just, you know, she has her own style, her own unique personality, and it's something that, you know, we don't really see in a lot of women, right? You know, a lot of women tend to be a certain way, but you know, this girl, she just goes out there and she's just herself, and you know, it's a great example to have, right? Just go out there, be yourself. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Internet entrepreneur, currently in Colorado, and her name is Jocelyn Morales. So I'm gonna, you know, pass it on to her so you listeners can get to know her a little bit more. So Jocelyn, maybe you can fill in the blanks.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jocelyn Morales, or AKA Joss. It's actually a pleasure to be on a part of this podcast. I mean, if you don't know who she is, she's really awesome. I'm really nervous right now because like he's looking at me, Periscope is like at me, and you're looking at me. But you know, you just gotta go wing it. Just go for it.
Don't be shy. Don't worry. We're all family here. All right. So maybe you can tell the listeners what your cultural background is.
Yeah, actually, first generation here in the States. Most of my family, majority came from the Philippines. I am a mixed breed. I got like Chinese, I got Portuguese, I got Hawaiian blood flowing through me. So it's got all of that goodness. And then you get this.
Nice. Have you ever been to the Philippines yet? I was actually born there. So
really, dude, awesome. What's up, Panay? You know what I mean? No, I actually have not been out of the country just yet. You know what I mean? But no, I definitely plan to, you know, visit my mother or mother country. Is that how you say it? I'm saying it wrong. Motherland. That's what it's called. Yeah, I have yet to visit, but I can't wait. I know I have so many relatives there. Have not yet to meet or have the fortunate to meet.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. And you know, I'm gonna have some questions for you. What is your favorite self-confidence quote?
Would have to be self-confidence is your best outfit. You got to rock it and you got to own it.
I like that. There was something similar to it, like, you know, confidence is sexy, wear it daily. So I think, you know,
I like that.
So I love that, you know, people, a lot of women especially, they don't feel like they're confident if they, you know, it's not always just about the clothes that you wear, it's how you carry yourself too. I mean, people can see when you're confident, right? Even if you're just wearing like a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, right? It's all about how you carry yourself. So I really love that. And what would be your definition of self-confidence?
Is honestly just being true, your true self, and like who you were honestly created to be, aka just embrace who you're made to be. That is my definition.
Nice. I love it. I just wanted to ask you, what was your life like before you had your own discovery of self-confidence?
I've had really, really humble beginnings, to be honest with you. I didn't grow up in the best environment. I actually grew up in like a, you know, unstable home, broken homes, being passed around. I grew up around a lot of violence, a lot of abuse, which is crazy because you see me now. A lot of people see me now. They're like, why are you so always smiling and happy? I think just because of having that upbringing, it made me want a different life. It made me want to think different because I saw how miserable and like how much turmoil that created. And I wanted everything the opposite of that. And so from those humble beginnings, that kind of led a way to just like find my own like shell and break out of that.
Well, you know, I've seen you on Facebook, I've seen you at events, and I would have never thought that would have been your upbringing, like violence and abuse. I mean, it's amazing, right? You see a person and you hear their story and it's like totally different. So, you know, like for you, what was like that aha moment when you realized, even though you were in that environment, what made you like step away from it?
There was a lot of things. I think in that process, like there's different levels to like kind of like growing out of it. You know, as a kid, I was very shy. I was silent, you know, because I was like literally bondage to fear of just, I always had this fear of like, I'm going to get in trouble, you know, because I was always taught to, you know, shut up, be quiet, you're dumb, you don't know anything, you know what I mean?
All right. So
I was constantly hearing all these things and I was always self-conscious about what people were going to think of me and thought. And I actually got picked on a lot. Like, I got made fun of. I was just awkward. I was just that awkward, different person that just always was singled out. And I think, quick story, like back in the third grade, during the Olympics, I think that was Olympics that was happening, our whole elementary school kind of set up a sports event, right, for track and field. And they were kind of like, you know, from track and field events to like who can toss the beanbag to like the furthest. And during that period of my life, I was doing my best to try to fit in. I knew I was already different, but I wanted to fit in everybody singled me out. Like the girls didn't want to hang out with me because like I always just wanted to play sports and like was active and stuff like that. And then some of the guys didn't hang out because I wasn't as girly as all the other girls. I was just like this weird awkward kid, like honestly. And the moment I tried to fit in and try to be like everybody, I tried to wear what other people was wearing, and I couldn't win their acceptance. And I think I got to the point I was like, why am I trying so hard to be like them and hang out like them? I necessarily didn't like them. They didn't make me feel good. So I think after breaking out of that, I found myself more happy just being comfortable, just being me. And I think when that happened, I just stopped caring. I literally just stopped caring, and I kind of like was breaking out of my shell just a little bit. And I realized that when I was just being myself, who I am, that became more attracted to other people. They were just like, whoa, there's something different about you. Even my hairstyle now, like I have both my heads, sides of my head shaved. You know what I mean? I did it because I wanted to, like, not just stick out, because I wanted to be a warrior. I wanted to be something different. And when that kind of blossoms up, it's weird. Like people just kind of get attracted to that energy. And I was like, well, this is cool. If I could just be myself the whole time, like what was I doing trying to be friend and trying to be like somebody else?
I love that. And it's true, you know, when people see you, I mean, I can understand that people can gravitate to you because there's something about you, something good, obviously, right? You know, there's just something about you that people can be drawn to, right? I mean, maybe it's your personality or your aura or just your energy is so positive that people are willing to go to you. And it's not easy being, you know, an Asian girl trying to be different, right? I mean, we're like you mentioned, we're told to go to school, get a job, get married, and get pregnant, and not rock the boat, right? You know, it's typical for Asian women, and because they're so oppressed, they go through so many problems like self-confidence issues, and sometimes even, you know, they forget who they are. They lose their own identity, right? And I want the listeners or the people who are listening to this to realize, you know, you have to start being your own person, and you know, pleasing others can be really draining. It can really kill you on the inside, right? And yeah, so I totally understand that, you know, just being out there just feels so much better. It's like you're in your own prison and you kind of escaped from it. I don't know if that made any sense, but
no, totally did. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so you know, when you realize, you know, just being yourself was the answer to, you know, your self-confidence issues. What's your life like now? I mean, you recently moved to Colorado, and you know, what else have you been up to?
I've been working out a lot, which is good. I've been doing a lot of home improvement stuff. I've been spending time with like family. I just moved here, which is really crazy. And I've been like, you know, hanging out with this like awesome kid. I don't know if you saw him earlier, Vincent, who is, if you know, Gina, their kid, and awesome. It's just a different tone from living in California. And I've just been doing that, basically. Hiking. I'm about to go hiking either tomorrow or later this week. And that's honestly what I've been doing.
Nice. And then now you've been doing a little bit of traveling too, right? Which is pretty awesome.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. I've been doing a lot of traveling. I've been doing a lot of camping, like nature stuff like that. Honestly, that is my element. I love being outdoors in nature and the mountains. If I could see the sunset every day, I would literally cry. Like, it's just that freaking beautiful to me. And that's where I feel free. Like, honestly, when I'm out in nature, out in the wilderness of, you know, like such a hippie, you know what I mean? But, like, I don't think about these things. We're always confined to these noise of, like, our self-conscious thought, our talk, always saying, like, oh, you're not good enough, you can do this. But when I'm out there, I don't hear those voices. I don't hear all these people with their, you know, whatever judgments. I'm just there, one with nature, just connected. And I could just truly be free. I go hiking a lot because it just frees me. And I kind of connect with a lot of things. Being stressed out about a lot of stuff you're not really going to find solutions to that. So when I'm out in nature, I don't think about that stuff.
You know, it's been proven too that if you walk for about like half an hour, it really does clear your head, because a lot of successful entrepreneurs do that. If they get stressed or they get a little frustrated, they go walk for about half an hour, and it really clears their head. So, you know, it's a good thing to do that. And I mean, I do that sometimes. I feel like when I feel like throwing this computer to the wall because I get frustrated, you know, and a lot of people think people who work on the internet know everything, like technical stuff, right? And it's not, right? It's the total opposite. So I go take a walk, clear my head, come back again. And sometimes you know, if you're listening to this, you might need that walk just to clear yourself, right? Just to clear all that noise, you know, just be one with nature, and it's like the best feeling ever. So I really love that, Jocelyn. And if there's to the woman who's listening to this, she's listening to your story, and she wants to know in her own journey to self-confidence, what would be that one tip you would give to her?
You got to learn to love yourself, honestly, and accept who you are with, I heard this one by Layla Black, I'm sorry. Yeah, she said something about, like, you got to accept who you are with all, like, the negatives and positives. And when you kind of come in that space, then you can kind of open up. Stop comparing, stop competing with everybody else. Or if this, this other chick is like pretty or whatever, or she has this different kind of body that you wanted. Like, if you're always like thinking lack of, you're going to keep putting yourself in that hole. And once you accept you, like you blossom, honestly. Like, I was that ugly duckling kind of story, you know what I mean? And when I just literally started like loving me and started treating myself right, and stopped telling myself these like things like, oh, you're not good enough, you're ugly, or you're this and that, when I started saying, you know what, you're pretty good, you're awesome, dude, like, you look good in this. I talk to myself like all the time. Like, I'll look in mirrors. It's not like coming from the place of being like conceited or anything. It's like, literally, if we talk to ourselves all the time, like, what are you saying to yourself? You can kind of take that, you know what I mean, and start to love yourself and start to like appreciate yourself. Like, I'm telling you, awesome, because if you're in your head all the time, you might as well be saying some good stuff in your ear. You know what I mean?
That's so true. And self-talk is actually a great way to start, bringing positivity to yourself, right? Because, your mind can't tell the difference between what's positive and or negative. So, you have to learn to start talking to yourself in a good way so that you can attract the good things in your life. So, yeah, some people might think it is being conceited, but it's not. It's learning how to love yourself, learning how to accept yourself for who you are. So, I think that's a great tip that you have there. If the listeners wanted to connect with you more, where can we find you? Do you have like a website or any social media profiles that we can check out?
Yeah, definitely. You can check out my blog. It's bossladyjoss.com. You can totally connect with me on Facebook. Jocelyn Morales would be that handle. Twitter, same thing. I'm on Periscope, if you find there. Instagram, joss.tm. Like, there's so many things. Like, connect with me. I'm like a real person. Like, a lot of people are intimidated, but I think it's really funny that I actually get messages from people. They're like, dude, I saw your video. Thanks for that. I'm like, wow.
It's always funny when people come up to you and they're like, I just saw your video. And it's just a nice surprise sometimes, right?
No, it is. And it's shocking. Like, there's strangers. Like, quick story. Like, I remember flying out to like Austin or something, and a random chick just came up to me because I was going to an event. I do a lot of like personal development trainings, and I, just feel like just engulfing that. And this girl went up to me and she's like, hey, are you Joss? And I was like, hey, what's going on? We were in the same seminar or whatever. We just took a break for lunch. She was like, oh my goodness, I didn't think I was going to ever meet you. I just want to say thank you so much. Your testimonial is the whole reason why I came here. And I was like, what? How did you find me? She just found a random video on YouTube, and she came and she just wanted to thank me. And I was like, dude, thank yourself. Like, she flew all the way from freaking Detroit to Austin, Texas, because of one video or like one story that I shared. And that was crazy. Like, that is slowly happening here and there. And it's kind of like, whoa, cool. So you got to really, I don't know, it makes me appreciate like that, like, wow, I really have, there's a platform out there that I can just really embrace who I am and share some of my experiences that is going to go ahead and influence or just impact other people's lives. And I think that's awesome. Like, to me, that's just like, if I can inspire somebody with anything or maybe any hardships that I've experienced and kind of be like, hey, don't go down that road, then I don't know, something in me is fulfilled. That really gets me. That's what I get hyped up about.
I love it. I know it's the best feeling when someone can just say, because of you, you changed my life. And, that's what we're all about, right? We're just helping other women just realize their true potential and just go out there and live life out loud, right? So to the listeners out there, if you want to get links from Jocelyn, just head on over to the taoofselfconfidence.com. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about in today's episode. And I just want to give Jocelyn, a big thank you for coming onto the show and sharing her story.
Yeah, my pleasure, my pleasure.
Awesome. So tune in to another new episode of the Tao of Self-Confidence, and we'll catch you later. Bye for now. Thank you for joining us on the Tao of Self-Confidence. Visit thetaoofselfconfidence.com for links to everything we chatted about today, as well as killer resources, gifts, and so much more. Start your inner journey to self-confidence today.